You might wonder what an 83-year-old woman derives from a sport like Scrabble. Well, this is the love story of Dr. Winifred Awosika and the mind and vocabulary sport, which has now been recognized by the continental governing body, the Pan-African Scrabble Association, PANASA. The continental body has named the first edition of its youth championship in honor of the octogenarian for her unbroken service to elevate Scrabble in schools. Solomon Ajuziogu reports.
Her now seemingly weak body has not diminished Dr. Winifred Awosika's love and enthusiasm for the bold mind and spelling game of Scrabble. Helped on both sides, Dr. Awosika gingerly moved to the drums to welcome the trophy named in her honor by the Pan-African Scrabble Association, PANASA, ahead of the President Cup and the African Youth Championship, holding in Lagos in August. After a tour of some other African countries, the trophy made a stop in Abuja and Lagos and at the doorstep of the octogenarian. With undiminished faculty, despite a ripe old age of 83 years, the renowned educationist and founder of Chrisland Schools narrates how her love for Scrabble began with a chance meeting with a young man simply known as Kelechi.
I was going around one afternoon in the school, and under the shed, I saw him and some students. I asked what they were doing, and he said, we are waiting to start our Scrabble lesson. So he now told me something about Scrabble, and that he used to come here every Wednesday, because Wednesday afternoon is we call it co-curricular activities, and that's when we have sports and all sorts of games and competition and so on. So I said, I would like to organize this game between private schools and public schools.
I met Dr. Awosika in 2010. We had just started out with the Scrabble in Schools program. We started with Christian School. That was the first school that jumped on it. And the thought just came, the idea just came. I was walking through the office of the managing director of the school, and the idea just said, why not throw the idea of doing a tournament in honor of her name or her foundation. So we had the first edition in 2011, and then the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth and the sixth and the seventh, and she has not stopped.
And 13 years on from there, the Winifred Awosika Foundation Scrabble Tournament for Schools has explored and harnessed the potential of the mind and spelling game to help boys and girls in primary and secondary schools across the country to find expression. For her, the sport helps improve the brain power, mental alertness, critical thinking, and vocabulary of the young people.
Scrabble is an opportunity for the child to think. It doesn't know whether you are rich or poor, but you must have that thing on your head, which we call brain. It's not what you have been taught, although you must have had that the opportunity of learning, of broad learning and all that, but you must think out of the box.
Scrabble wasn't just a board game that kids just play. It's a tool, really, and that's been our mantra, our vision. It's a tool that can be used to improve vocabulary, improve math skills, improve logic skills, improve creativity. It's a skill that can be used to, a tool that can be used to encourage out-of-the-box thinking.
The winner of the maiden edition, that's the first edition, of the Winifred Awosika Scrabble tournament. I mean, wow, just remembering is like making me feel kind of old. But then, you know, remembering is also good memories too, because I remember the competition being a lot of fun. I remember I was representative of Chrisland, so actually the two finalists, that's me and the person I played in the finals, we're both from Chrisland.
I represented Hallmark Primary School in the year 2012, and I am the second edition winner of the Winifred Awosika Scrabble competition. The competition helped me so much as a child, and I am so happy to be part of such a wonderful initiative. I remember specifically all the support and love that surrounded me throughout that entire experience.
Over the years, the tournament has impacted tens of thousands of pupils in public and private schools.
Now we have many schools in Lagos and beyond Lagos involved in a tournament.
Since 2010, we've introduced Scrabble to over close to 100, between 100 and 120 public schools, you know, in Nigeria.
It's a really good thing, you know. It's also telling people out there that, hey man, Scrabble is not just a board game. Scrabble is a sport. There are people out here taking it seriously. People out here winning big prizes, you know, playing the game seriously. And it's really intellectual too, because you need to be able to think critically to be able to play at this level.
She has made her school, the Chrisland Schools, available to play host to the first edition of the African Youth Scrabble Championship, AYSC. In recognition of her service to the sport of Scrabble, the continental body has named the junior trophy in honor of her.
If they have only started as a competition in the school and then it grew to the national level, but you're the only one who has touched the Junior Scrabble Championship in Nigeria, and you have changed it forever. So it was only befitting that we get the best representative trophy.
I'm very, very grateful for this wonderful accolade, honor, recognition.
It is the materialization of Winifred Awosika's dream that as many as 150 young people from across Africa for the first time would converge on Chrisland Schools in August for a high-octane game of Scrabble.
12 years ago, we were hosting a couple schools in Lagos, in the whole Christian school, and now we're talking about hosting youths in Africa, and I mean, that's huge progress, you know.
Over 10 years, I'm filled with so much joy to know that the competition still holds, still has been holding, and will now be hosting the African Scrabble Youth Competition. I'm especially excited to see how the competition turns out.
The 2-in-1 Panasa President Cup and the AYSC will see some of the continent's top players test each other's mental and word power for the top prize and honor. Solomon Ajiziogu, TVC News, Lagos.
Discover something you love, follow it with passion, and someday you might just be celebrated. That is it tonight on TVC News at 10. Thank you for watching. Remember to stay with TVC News for live updates from the inauguration of Bola Tinubu as President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Studio opens at 6 a.m. We'll bring you all of the live